Hey, holy shit. It's the L0WL1F3 Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of you hearing us for the first time, a little bit about what we do. We are kind of a cyberpunk podcast, but we kind of more talk about the real world and how we are in the dystopia that the books predicted and whatnot, and kind of try to point to real life examples.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, we're doing it for the purposes of giving ideas away. You know, like, here, use it, write about it. Here you go. Yeah. Here's a detail for a story. Anyway, we have a bunch of things. We'll get into why, like, it's just Scum and I right now in a minute. But first, here's the theme song.
Beep, beep. All systems are fully functioning. Running L0WL1F3 System optimization is less than nominal. Server damage detected. Please stop whatever you are doing and make your way to the nearest exit. Technical support is en route. Please vacate the area. I repeat. Please leave. Are you even listening to me? I will shoot you. Error. Server block 3 is experiencing critical ignition.
That's right.
System failure imminent. I hope you are proud of yourself. Initiating the L0WL1F Podcast.
Okay, that was the theme song.
Wasn't that lovely?
Yeah, it's good stuff. So recently in the news, that's another thing we like to do. We'll do deep dives into topics. However, today, just because we're only trying to keep it short, we're not going to give you the typical 2 to 3 hour deep dive on the things. For an example, like the kind of stories we would cover would be just recently, October 24th, a story came out about how a 1 million gigabit internet speed was reached with a single chip and laser.
What?
Yeah. The experiment achieved a speed of 1.8 petabytes per second, or nearly twice the amount of internet traffic the world transmits at the same rate.
It's a lot of porn.
Amazingly, the feat was pulled off using only a single optical light source.
Incredible.
So it's from PC Mag. I'm very angry about that, because the reason why Shadowlink isn't here is because he's pulling like 17 megs, and for some reason it's not working with Zencaster. It's giving us entirely too much lag, and it sucks. And we miss him, and we need him here. Also, another thing about us is that we, in addition to like covering all these like weird topics, we also do like movie reviews for stuff like Jackrabbit or like the new Matrix film. And we've had a bunch of guests on, including historians. We had my friend Damon. We had the Cyberpunk librarian. Shout out to y'all's. God, we've had authors. We've had the Cyberpunk queen Anna Mosacat on. It's a hilarious and awesome conversation. Who else? John Richter and Matt Adcock, where we did a review of the movie Avalon. It was so fun.
We got Craig Lee Gordon. We got Rob of novel fame. We have Rob Chant, incredible game developer, who's working.
That man has written more words than I've probably read.
Yeah, then we've probably spoken. Like,
yes, what? He's a madman. He's great.
Yeah, his game is Cyberpunk Dreams. Go check it out. It's wonderful.
So we had a VR therapist on. We had the neurocartographer to talk about that with us. We got our foreign correspondent, Mr. Zed, who's been keeping us abreast of things in Poland, as well as, we talk about The Witcher a little bit. We talked about Cyberpunk a little bit. We talked about, that little war that got going on over there a little bit. We had Derek Avery on, who's a multi-instrumentalist. He's been getting into DJing lately. He's got his own radio show on Mixlr now. Who else? I don't mean to leave anyone out. This is just top of my head trying to get this out.
We've left you out. You know where to find us and where to mail the horse head.
Yeah. You could totally like tweet at us that we're stupid, and we're okay with that, But like, if we could solve this problem with Shadowlink, literally analog. Like if there was an analog solution to that, that'd be great. Like if we could get a can and the longest string ever to his outpost, we might be able to fucking work something. It's kind of like, put him in the fishbowl kind of idea. And It's not going to work. That's not a practical one.
Unfortunately.
No. But we found a couple of examples of analog solutions to some everyday problems. Scum, what you got for us?
From NPR in 2008, inventor trains crows to find money.
Yes. This is what I need.
Oh, God. This was like a happy accident that I found, and it led to this incredible... So, let's get into it. So, back in 2008, hacker Josh Klein, a totally normal man with totally normal thoughts,
Totally.
presented at a TED Talk, quote, a crow vending machine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, can you guess what it does?
Does it... like the crow? Like, do you come back from the dead and avenge your murdered girlfriend? Like, what?
I mean, that would be pretty sick, but unfortunately, no. It gives crows a peanut for depositing a coin.
Oh, so it's like an MMO.
Yeah, it's Destiny.
Oh my god!
You grinding to get the fake thing, and Except, no, this is more practical than literally MMOs because you get food.
Well, but the vending machine.
Yeah, it's a vending machine.
It gets shinies.
Yeah, you just put it in the wilds, and So at the talk, Klein explained, quote, why crows are better than flying monkeys, and how you could teach them to do your bidding.
Okay, that's amazing.
It's an incredible line.
I love that.
It's an incredible line. Like, he trained one, like, oh man, like he trained them literally to give him money before doing anything else. Like, this is real early. Like, Josh Klein is a known entity. Like, we'll get into like some of his more corporate dealings now as like an older man, but like back in 2008, he's like I think 27. Like, he's in his like early 20s.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get into the hacking thing. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking train crows to steal from me.
Sure. I mean,
because that's the most hacker thing you can do.
This is impressive on a scale that I can't. Like the real Nikola Tesla was like real into like pigeons and shit, right? Like, he had a bunch of birds around him, but they were like his friends, And then there's like, there's like what Lawrence Fishburne's character in the John Wick movies. The messenger bird kind of idea, and the way to send all of that doesn't seem realistic. Well, I mean, having pigeons as pets is
having messenger birds is pretty realistic, but they're messenger birds. This is, I'm going to make monetary gains.
Yeah, this is employment. Like this. Yeah,
you're employing generations of crows, because the way crows work is they teach their young what they know, because crows are incredibly intelligent and live in like basically tribes.
Shit.
And like, they're going to teach their kids this, so you just like trained an entire generations of crows to do this thing.
When do we get the coins just raining from above? Like,
some people I know have done this. Like, they've like befriended crows by accident, and like they give them shinies. Like, not sometimes coins, but like they just give them shinies because they know that's how they get food, because they want to be your friend. And I love it. I fucking love the witch being a crow witch.
God damn it! I'm so mad now. Like,
yeah, we could be doing this. I think that's a big...
No, I went the wrong way with it. That's what it was. When I was a kid, still like young enough to be babysat, I made friends with a squirrel. I gave that motherfucker peanuts. He gave me nothing back.
No, nothing. You know what? Klein talks about how squirrels don't work. The way he described it is, you give a squirrel a thing, you're trying to give a squirrel a peanut, he's just going to go wander in traffic. Yeah. Give a crow the thing, and you let them play with it long enough, they'll figure it out. It's literally basically a rundown of what he says. Like, no, the squirrel's going to go in traffic.
Squirrels are grifters, and grifters are bad at things. So, like,
put them in traffic. He said he got the idea, again, totally normal man with normal thoughts, after using a modified Skinnerian training to teach his cat to use the toilet.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
When you told me when we were planning this, and you were like, yeah, no, that's totally a thing. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, no, and it comes from a crazy place. Some of you may know, but you're...
Oh, God, the world is...
I got this one gift wrapped for you.
So it was like his thinking was, since it works so well, why not crows?
Yeah. All right.
You know, so because fuck it, right? Like, teach
Crows
cats to use the shitter. Why not?
Right. I mean, look at what dogs can do. They can open the door, bring you a beer. Like, there's all kinds of stuff you can train. Oh, yeah.
Is Aesop giving you, like, beers and shit? Like,
oh, no. Aesop, I let him grow up to be his own guy.
Oh, okay.
So, my older dog is named Aesop. He's this little fella sitting here next
got
to me.
people eyes.
Yes, he does. And he says words. If he starts crying at some point during this recording, I'll let it go for a second so you can understand what I'm dealing with. But, like,
incredible.
Yeah, he's wicked smart. And his little brother is 3 times his size. So, like, hopefully, the way I've barricaded the giant picture window in the front of the house up there, we won't be hearing him bark. Anyhow, so about this bird money scam I'm digging.
So the process worked thusly.
Okay.
You provide a crow with coins, peanuts, and the vending machine to get them used to the item. So, like, they could fuck around with it, like, oh, peanuts, coins, this box. So they get, this is a part of their environment. Cool. They'll play around. They'll play around with it. And then you give them only the coins and the machine. Eventually, after playing around, they will, after, I guess your mileage may vary how long this will take, they will eventually discover if you put the coin in the thing, you get food.
Do they have to twist a handle or anything, or is it just like a slot?
I think it's just a slot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they didn't get too much detail in it. Pretty much it's as simple as possible. Because crows have, like, the intelligence of a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Yeah.
So, by doing this, you've effectively trained crows and their offspring as crows teach their young their experiences. Let me turn the page in my Cyberpunk notebook here. To steal shinies for easy food.
Shiny, man. I'm telling you, it works. So, it works on us. Anyway.
It works on us. For, like, even dumber shit, right?
Yeah. Like losing dramatically in a mall arcade to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game.
Oh, The Simpsons, man.
Yep.
Or that weird Aerosmith like shooter game, if anybody remembers that.
I'm sorry, side-scrolling brawlers are fucked. I don't care.
Yeah,
you can't line up the punches right, and then the dude.
Yeah,
no.
It's fun when you're home on console. It's not fun when you're in the arcade.
I would posit that it's never fun.
I
have dozens.
We can all agree that Aerosmith game is like epic, right?
Shit. Oh yeah, the gun one. Yeah, no. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that was great.
As a non-Aerosmith fan, I'm really
same. I don't give a fuck about Aerosmith. That game is sick.
It's a gun game. I didn't want to miss a thing.
Hey. So Klein's... excuse me. Klein's central idea is to find harmony with species that are deemed pests. His thinking is we're essentially breeding roaches, rats, and crows to be pests. Roaches are immune to poison, right? Okay. Crows, they just breed constantly, and rats, they breed even more. And that's their response to us trying to kill them. They just adapt to us. So the idea is, and I kind of like this, is why not be friends and have interspecies harmony?
Dude, I had so many cicada buddies.
How does that work?
They were cool. Like, at one point, you got to cut the grass, right? So, got all these, like, shells on the ground, all these carapaces just everywhere. And one day, I was cutting the grass while they were just flying through the air. Like, I had a decibelometer on my phone, and it was like 111.
Damn.
It was insane. And I'm about halfway through the backyard, and one of these little sons of bitches goes and flies to the bottom of the bill of my baseball cap and just hangs out. And I just kept cutting the grass until he flew away. Like, he was chill. He wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating, and I kind of miss them. I haven't slept nearly as well without that constant ambient shriek being filtered through walls of a house.
I think it sounds like the song of Pazuzu that drives you mad.
Oh, for me, it was like a white noise machine. It was like the softest ambient.
It was like your fan. It was like a fan next to you. Like,
I've listened to so much industrial and like hard fucking techno that it was like,
that's fair.
This is lovely. Anyhow, yes, I agree. We should definitely. Well, I mean, isn't that one of the sub mottos? Is like, we are the friends with pests because we are pests.
I mean,
like kind of.
Yeah, like we live here. Like we've made this, and we made these environments that they thrive, and now we want to exterminate them off the face of the fucking earth. Also, I've never seen crows as a pest. Maybe because I'm not a weird business owner.
Yeah,
but like I've never seen crows as a pest. I've only seen them as fascinating neighbors.
Yeah, they're great.
Because I know a lot about them. It's like they live in families. Like, hi neighbor. Like, I don't know.
A group of them has the coolest name in the animal kingdom.
Seriously.
Yeah, murder of crows, man. Come on.
Yeah,
are you kidding me? That's the shit.
He gives examples like training. The examples he gives is basically like you said before, like how to employ crows essentially. So he gives examples like training crows to sort electronic parts or pick up trash.
Yeah.
Or even use crows for search and rescue.
Yeah.
They never forget a face, so why not?
Why fucking not?
And it ends it with, quote, "Don't hate the crows," Klein said. "Just let them save you."
I know. They might sing you a song.
Now,
or bring you shiny shinies for peanuts.
Sure, why not? Like, but to fast forward to like now, it's like we don't have search and rescue crows, unfortunately.
Right.
And Klein, as far as I can tell, is an evil overlord of crows that are just making his fortune off of quarters, or maybe he is.
That I'll tell you what. If you can become a billionaire by training crows to bring you quarters,
you've won.
But you're going to get me to hesitate. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I'll give you a hesitation on that because, that's like, all right,
right.
Like you're picking up litter basically because
essentially it's just
going into like now. What I want to see is crows attack one of those claw machines with the plushies in them.
I thought you were going to say like a senator.
Oh well, give in. But I mean, one of these claw machines, like the birds, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just start just trying to pick apart and slide the window open, kind of shit.
Just dismantle the Ninja Turtles.
I want them to be able to break open the coin things on vending machines. If they even still exist. Do vending machines even still exist? I haven't seen one.
I mean, for Coca-Cola and snack
they
food, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's good business if you could own a vending machine. Like, let's be real.
I haven't been out of my house in 3 years. You got to bear with me.
Fair enough.
It's...
So right now, God, that hit home. I felt that one. Yeah, no, I know. We all know. So right now,
are there still people?
We're just a special type of paranoia where we're like, there's still a plague, and there is.
Yeah.
So right now, Klein is a tech advisor for senior executives. So basically, he's like the millennial to a bunch of fucking boomers, and he makes money off of it, which I appreciate. And he's also so this is where I went full bimbified because I tried to he's the CEO of a workplace culture metric analytics thing. I don't know. I seriously tried to understand what the fuck what he's CEO of, and my brain was like, that's so funny. I have no fucking idea, dude. I tried to understand it.
He's trying to upscale the crow thing to young urban professionals.
Yeah, he did, but he did some pretty seriously, but he did some pretty sick shit. His cyberpunk novel Rude looks pretty sweet. I'm probably going to check that out at one point.
All right.
It's about bodyboarders, computer shamans, and it's a shit ton of drugs. It's a cyberpunk novel. And he wrote this around the same time as actually he wrote that exactly in 2008, the year he proposed making an army of fucking pickpocketing crows. And I kind of want him on the show now, honestly.
That's kind of a great pivot.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it.
Right?
I'm having a hard time being a dick about this.
After finding out what he did now and shit he's doing, I'm I might not agree with some of your corporate choices, but God damn it, you're doing it in style, man. It's hard for me to disagree with him.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, and he's obviously a human of taste.
Clearly.
Because, he's basing this idea off this teaching a cat to use the toilet thing. And that, oh man, I can't believe that ties into this at all, because this is something I've known about for years, and I bring it up to people and they're like, whatever.
Hit me with it. I can't. After you showed me this, I just lost my shit where I'm tell him what it's called.
All right. Well, no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First, we got to talk about a fella that I'm a huge fan of, and I have been since probably the early 90s when I discovered him. And full admission here, the first time I noticed the bass guitar as an instrument was the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic, because they they mixed it really well, and Flea was prominent on it. The guy's an elastic, bass player, is very talented, right?
Yeah.
But that sent me on a path to discover bassists, and then I discovered this fella Charles Mingus, whom I still consider to be one of the greatest musicians I've ever heard, because he just was a fucking monster. This guy.
If you don't know who Charles Mingus is, or you're too young, just pause the podcast, go look it up, and go find on YouTube's the Charles Mingus.
Right, and I mean he was born in Nogales, Arizona, but then they he was largely raised in the Watts area of LA, and he didn't have the best education growing up. He couldn't read musical notation quickly enough to join a local youth orchestra and stuff, and it really kind of pissed him off and kind of ostracized him a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's all the racism going on. Yeah. So he learned a lot of cello technique, and he found out that was applicable to double bass when he took up the instrument in high school. And then he studied for 5 years with the principal bassist of the New York Philharmonic. This guy had it. Whatever it is, when you touch something and you can do it, he had it. And anyway, so he just started playing with a bunch of people, no less than, say, let's see. His first major job was playing with former Duke Ellington clarinetist Barney Bigard. He toured with Louis Armstrong in 1943.
That's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, tons of people, tons and tons of people.
Wild.
He played with Lionel Hampton's band in the late 40s, which I just got goosebumps thinking about. Some club owners they got a lot of acclaim, but clubs weren't willing to book black artists and stuff. So
of course,
he left Ellington's band. He left this previous group, and then he started playing with Ellington's band.
And before all you youngins are going to be what does jazz have to do with cyberpunk? We wouldn't have industrial without cyberpunk. We wouldn't have punk we wouldn't have punk without jazz. We wouldn't have industrial.
Pusher. Yeah, if you listen to Square Pusher, if you listen to Otekra, there's Max Cooper does some really crazy shit with different time patterns. You know what I mean? That would not, the weirdest syncopations and stuff. And tons of it. Drum and fucking bass. It's all jazz is kind of a huge root to that. Especially the bass part. And that's how I got into DME. Was
all those old school punks you listen to, Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, all this. It's they were into jazz, and you can't. It's you do not. They're the same thing.
Well, and if you need a window in, Ronnie Size and Represent, New Forms. All those bass lines are played by a human being. And when I saw them live, I stared at that guy for 2 hours and 40 fucking minutes waiting for him to fuck up, because I thought they were loops. And he stared me down at one point, set the bass on the ground, and played it while looking at me. And I was just I just laughed. I went and I bought a beer and I handed it to him. I was just are you fucking kidding me? You're a monster. Anyway, so Mingus, in the early 50s, he played with Charlie Parker, who's just, come on. I can't get too into this. He's played with so many people, Dizzy Gillespie, all these people, all these shows and stuff. And he was just a massive, massive talent. He has this great song. He has awesome song titles. He had this one song, Don't Be Afraid, The Clown's Afraid Too. It's just a great fucking song title.
That's a punk fucking song track title if I ever heard one. Jesus Christ.
And he was hard. This dude would not. Yeah. He held himself to a standard that would crush your brain.
Yeah.
But anyway, so very quickly, just to kind of get to the point. At one point in his life, he wrote this thing called the Charles Mingus Cat-a-log for toilet training your cat.
So this legendary jazz artist, this incredible,
you should see the cover
person. Oh god, the cover is fucking incredible. It's just this cat crapping in a toilet. It's
perched on the edge of a bowl, dropping a goose, and
just squinting its eyes too, literally having a crap. And
there are fewer things in this world more perfect than this image. It's like, and it's like text. It's like the text above it is the Charles Mingus cat, which is spelled capital CAT-ALOG. Picture the cat taking a dump, and then at the bottom for toilet training your cat. Like he features this cat. It's his cat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it to you here for the last couple of minutes of this brief episode. Chapter 1, and it's 2 pages. It's not long. Number 1. First, you must train your cat to use a homemade cardboard litter box if you have not already done so. If your box does not have a one-piece bottom, add a cardboard that fits inside, so you have a false bottom that is smooth and strong. This way, the box will not become soggy and fall out at the bottom. The grocery store will have extra flat cardboards, which you can cut down to fit exactly inside your box. Be sure to use torn-up newspaper, not kitty litter. Stop using kitty litter. When the time comes, you cannot put sand in a toilet. Once your cat is trained to use a cardboard box, start moving the box around the room towards the bathroom. If the box is in a corner, move it a few feet from the corner, but not very noticeably. If you move it too far, he may go into the bathroom in the original corner. True. Okay, that's fucking true. That's Do it gradually. You've got to get him thinking. Then he will gradually follow the box as you move it to the bathroom. Important. If you already have it there, move it out of the bathroom, around, and then back. He has to learn to follow it. If it is too close to the toilet to begin with, he will not follow it up into the toilet seat when you move it there. A cat will look for his box. He smells it. 2. Now, as you move the box, also start cutting the brim of the box down so the sides get lower. Do this gradually. Finally, you reach the bathroom and eventually the toilet itself. Then, one day, prepare to put the box on top of the toilet. At each corner of the box, cut a little slash. You can run string around the box through these slashes and tie the box down to the toilet so it will not fall off. Your cat will see it there and jump up to the box, which is now sitting on top of the toilet, with the size cut down to only an inch or so. Don't bug the cat now. Don't rush him because you might throw him off. Just let him relax and go there for a while, maybe a week or 2. Meanwhile, put less and less newspaper inside the box. 3. One day, cut a small hole in the very center of this box.
What the fuck?
Less than an apple. Like about the size of a plum.
Oh, I'm glad we measured out the diameter for this.
And leave some paper in the box around the hole. Right away, he will start aiming for the hole and possibly even try to make it bigger. Leave the paper for a while to absorb the waste. When he jumps up, he will not be afraid of the hole because he expects it. At this point, you will realize that you have won. The most difficult part is over. Sorry.
You've won.
From now on, it is just a matter of time. In fact, once when I was cleaning the box and had removed it from the toilet, my cat jumped up anyway and almost fell in. To avoid this, have a temporary flat cardboard ready with a little hole and slide it under the toilet lid so he can use it while you are cleaning, in case he wants to come and go, so he will not fall in and be scared off completely. You might add some newspaper up there too while you are cleaning in case your cat is not as smart as Nightlife was. This is where you find out that Charles Mingus' cat was named Nightlife. 4.
I can't.
4. Now
keep going.
Now cut the box down completely until there is no brim left. Put the flat cardboard, which is left, under the lid of the toilet seat and pray. Leave a little newspaper still. He will rake it into the hole anyway after he goes to the bathroom. Eventually, you can simply get rid of the cardboard altogether. You will see when he has got his balance properly. Don't be surprised if you hear the toilet flush in the middle of the night. A cat can learn how to do it, spurred on by his instinct to cover up. His main thing is to cover up. If he hits the flush knob accidentally and sees that it cleans the bowl inside, he may remember and do it intentionally. Also, be sure to turn the toilet paper roll around so that it won't roll down easily if the cat paws it. The cat is apt to roll it into the toilet, again, with the intention of covering up, the way he would if there were still kitty litter. It took me about 3 or 4 weeks to toilet train my cat, Nightlife. Most of the time is spent moving the box very gradually to the bathroom. Do it very slowly and don't confuse him. And remember, once the box is on the toilet, leave it a week or even 2. The main thing to remember is not to rush or confuse them. Good luck, Charles Mingus.
Oh.
Yep. 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 One of the greatest living bass player, or like one of the greatest bass players to ever live.
The man
was a genius.
I like how meditative it was.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get out.
It's also a kind of a beautiful piece of writing. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's... My brain is fried.
That's what we do here on the Low Light Podcast.
Fuck, man. I can't even comprehend
it's
the fucking zen and wisdom that's just been bestowed upon me. It's incredible. We live in horrible, beautiful times.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Marvelous times. Marvelous times
Of wonders and man-made comprehension, but this ain't one of them, man. That's beautiful.
That's it. I was going to just kind of take notes on it and just kind of break, but it's so much better to just read the fucking thing. It's beautiful. It's a great piece of writing. It's very direct, and he's got some. It's really funny.
Yeah.
The man was not known for his humor. That's what's really, really great about this. Anyhow, so this is a snippet of kind of what we do. This is the vibe. We pivot into our socials and stuff, but we also, hey, if you're listening to this and you kind of dig it and you would check out our backlog, we've got all kinds of stuff. We talk about seasteading, we talk about floating arsenals, we talk about dumb shit,
all
really
sorts
dumb
of
shit.
Things. We talk about movies, we talk about music, as you obviously can tell. We talk about drunk people in the 19th century stabbing each other. We talk about arcologies and what is reality and what isn't reality, but what is reality, but what isn't. And
we had a 2-parter on the fucking movie Network. I mean, here's the thing. To us, Cyberpunk is this very dense star, and our podcast orbits it. And sometimes we're passing through the heliosphere, and sometimes we're so far away, Neil deGrasse Tyson will no longer consider us to be a planet. So, it's not always kind of going back to the we acknowledge the classics. In fact, there are so many great podcasts out there that address and talk about them. For example, hosts of the show who I hope have something going on Cyberpunk day to day because they fucking rule.
They're incredible.
And who else? The people who do movie reviews and stuff like that. We do it, but that's not the point.
Yeah, we're kind of approaching it from more of a...
I don't want to say cerebral. Yeah, I want to say
more expansive way of thinking because we're just a little basket of ideas, and you can't just stick to a genre. This is how you evolve genres. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Noir was its own thing before it folded its way in.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't know. There's fucking Wall-E is borderline cyberpunk as far as I'm concerned. And it doesn't have to be there is fuck canon. I don't give a shit about canon.
Yeah.
Tell a good story. Yeah. Tell a good story. Make it believable. Give me a weird sideways look at the fucking weird world in which we live.
Please show us things we've never seen before. That's all we ever ask. Do something cool and have fun. Most importantly, have fun and love what you do.
Yeah. So, and reach out to us. And here's how you do that. If you had a good idea, you want to pitch a story, hey, we've only been doing this about 1 year and 10 months now. So we're going to heads up. We're going to be going about bi-weekly here pretty soon. If you haven't by the time this airs, haven't figured that out till the end of the year, because we're kind of doing some back end stuff on our website. But in the meantime, it'd be nice to kind of develop a, talking relationship, at least with some y'alls. And if not, just enjoy our shit. We're having fun making it. We're doing deep dives into things that we find interesting. And not to waste any more of your time, here's how you get a hold of us. We have Twitters. If you go to @Neon Dystopia or @L0WL1F3 THE, you will find us. We have our own website, which is Neon Dystopia. That's the thing that we're working on, doing the brute force rehabbing.
Yeah. There's a ton of content on... excuse me. There's a ton of content on there, so please go check out all the articles from incredibly talented writers while we go into the process of working on it.
Yeah.
What else?
We're trying to make sure all of their stuff makes it to the new site, basically.
Oh, God, yes.
Let's see. What else do we have? We have a Patreon. If you dig what we do, we don't have anything behind a fucking paywall because gestures widely at everything.
Yep.
But if you want to kick us a buck, it helps us keep the lights on. We just left that there for that reason.
Yeah, and that is patreon.com/Neon Dystopia.
Yes.
And just drop us $1, and don't feel pressure to ever do anything more than that. Trust us, the other tiers are jokes.
Yes, they are absolutely jokes. We are making fun of anyone who has that kind of cash. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? Also, we have a Discord, which is a hoot. We have wonderful people in there with great ideas and like too much, guys. It's so much. Yeah,
it's incredible. Like the amount of
news stories, memes, ideas, conversations, fucking jokes. So many
beautiful
jokes.
Fucking people, and it's a good microcosm too of like what we look for. Of like, we just want new. Like, not to be like the stereotype, like diversity, but like we want new voices. We want everyone to have a chance at the mic and be able to say their piece and do stuff. And it's, it's been too much of the same type of person just doing stuff. And we want something new. So come join us in the Videodrome. Come chat with us and hang out with a bunch of cool people.
Yeah, and let's see. Also, sometimes like coin ops here, I'll DJ. And there's a MixLR site where if you look up CoinOps McGillicuddy, you'll find it. Basically, if you follow us on Twitter, I annoy everyone once or twice a week with this, where when our episodes drop, I usually will set it up to post at midnight EST, and then DJ from 9 till midnight on the previous Thursday. So it's a little, I try to set up it thematically. There probably won't be anything for this, but hey, what are you going to do?
It's Cyberpunk Day. Go listen. Go see all the content that's going on.
Yeah, go find all them and check out their stuff. It's
Give
great.
them your support.
We're just thankful to be here.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks a lot for having us.
Deeply appreciate it.
Yeah, hope you dig this little snippet, this little slice of what the Low Life Podcast is. And what else? Is there anything else? Did we forget anything? I think that's it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you soon and later.
Signing off. Quietly,